and welcome to Walmart. I just found a plant that I have been wanting for a very long time. He is a corn plant for like 15 bucks. So if you are in especially the Rochester area and you're by Walmart, big old corn planty boys for like 15 bucks. I've wanted one of these. I want to grow like a plant like this from a cutting at some point. So once this guy gets adjusted, probably next spring, I'll make a cutting on one of these, and I want to like document growing a giant corn plant because I think they have awesome trunks and they're cool dudes. So check your local Walmart for some sick corn plants. Alright, so this is not a perfect angle on this dude, but we are actually in my shower, funny enough. So what I like to do with plants when I first get them home is usually just kind of check them out and give them their spot. But this guy is a little bit dusty, so we're just going to check things out here. They're not amazingly well rooted, but they were the best rooted ones that were here. I'm going to pick up this pot. I'm not thinking there's drainage holes, which concerns me a lot, admittedly. But other than that, these guys look pretty all right. The taller of the two has a hole in the trunk, inside of where my hand is here. It doesn't look particularly like fresh or crazy or anything, so I think it's all right. What I'm going to do is we're going to turn some water on. We're going to get the leaves cleaned off a little bit just by hand. And I don't like to use a cloth right away because when I do it by hand, it allows me to actually like feel the leaves, feel if there's any issues or anything like that. So I'm gonna take you through that process, and I like to do this with a lot of my plants actually, periodically. But we'll go ahead and turn on the shower and make sure that we're hitting the plant the way we want to be hitting the plant. There we go, micrometers at a time. But I'm just going to go through here and touch the leaves, kind of get some of the dust away. Now we're going to give the plant about a quarter turn, which is, he's wobbly and a little crazy, but that is all right. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm getting a lot of this top guy right now. We're going to do another quarter turn this way. Shower's warming up more than I figured it might, but it's alright. This plant definitely does not need a fantastic amount of water right now, but here we be. Again, really just kind of get in here, get the dust off from the store. He's been hanging out in the garden center of Wally World for a while. Looking very good, very healthy leaves. I like to see. Get a little bit more in here. Really crazy leaves. Off. Dry with my hands on a towel behind me. And kind of check things out here. So, like I said, these guys are not amazingly well rooted, but they are in pretty good shape, to be honest. Though I will say the lack of drainage holes and the size pot these guys are in, I may look at doing some work on these guys before the summer is out, which is not ideal. I want to let them adjust to being in my apartment a little bit more. So we'll leave them probably for about a week or so. Let them kind of get established here to the lighting conditions I have. I have a spot I want to put them, which is going to require me to move some other plants around. But that's kind of where we're at. My wallet is beeping because I have a tile GPS. And it says, you don't have Bluetooth, you square. Alright, so yeah, we'll leave these guys for just a few minutes to kind of dry. I managed to get the entire plants all wet, so we'll leave them to hang out for just a minute, and then we'll get them in the spot that they are going to live in for at least a little while, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I will see you when I get these guys all situated. Alright, excuse the relative disaster from last time. This is actually not long after my plant update video I just did for summer, but this guy is probably going to live over here next to these two. The cactus I'm actually in the process of trying to sell at the moment. because he's not very safe for dogs and cats, which is annoying. But I'm looking at moving house in the next few months or maybe a while, so I'm not really sure if he's going to be the best choice to have around, and I don't want to propagate him, so I'm trying to see if someone might be willing to give him a new home. This tree over here is actually going to move to this spot over here, and I just did a really dumb, everybody. Don't drop a cactus on your finger. He lost a few spines. It's a little worse for wear, but I'm also going to rehome him to somebody else, so I put him back in the pot, got him all watered, readjusted. Hopefully he will kind of spend the weekend settling in, and he will get a new home on Monday with someone who used to live in my building, and she is a fellow plant enthusiast. The peperomia may also go. I'm not quite sure. It's just not a plant I'm entirely comfortable with. It's done really well here, but I'd rather see it go to someone who really knows what they're doing, because I do not. It's done fairly well for me, but so yeah, the smaller Dracaena Janet Craig will probably come over here, and then the corn plant will move into this space in a little while. It's still quite waterlogged from my escapades, so we're gonna leave him be for a while, let him dry out. This will be my arrangement for the weekend, I think, until things kind of get reshuffled around. But I just wanted to do this quick video. So this corn plant, or acorn plant, has been on my wish list for plants for a really long time. Reason being, I love these trunks, man. These are so cool. I'm gonna get really close in on this trunk. Check this out. They're such neat looking trunks. They're cool looking like tree plants that you can grow in your house. And so eventually what my plan is going to be is for one of these plants, and I'm not sure which one, we will decide that next spring, but we're going to cut off one of these big guys like this, and I want to grow it as its own big mother plant, and I want to make a big old tree, because this guy will get no taller than this point right here. So if I get really in here, he's cut right here, but these two branches off the sides are pretty big, and then his younger brother over here has a couple of stalks as well. But again, I'm going to wait until the spring to do any kind of propagating. I may attempt to have them survive the winter in this pot, but I'm very apprehensive about that, and I would like to possibly repot both and get them settled within the next 6 to 8 weeks or so, as we move into like September, October, before winter really sets in. I would like to have them trying to establish in their own individual pots where they shall spend, the winter. But we'll see. I'm not really sure. I'm really excited to finally have some of these in my plant collection, and we're out with a couple of the older ones that just aren't quite doing it for me. And honestly, this is like the end of my big plant wish list for things that I like until I find more. But these are plants that I've really wanted for quite a while, and usually they've been so expensive. I've tried to get them at things like Home Depot, and some other places like that, and they're always kind of pricey, and I've always just kind of held off, and today was the day. We decided to check out the Walmart nursery with the girlfriend, and she was kind of describing things, and all of a sudden she goes, "There's no way these are this cheap." And I kind of was like, "What do you mean?" And then she said, "Corn plants for like $15. So these were less than $7 a piece, which is amazing. So very cool. I'm really excited to have them. Also, I'm bad at math, so I should have said more than $7 a piece. And I could have let that go, but I didn't. So, more updates to come on the corn plant. I was gonna maybe name him Cornelius, but if you have a better name, leave it in the comments, and I shall, do more updated things if you guys are interested later on. But this was just a really quick one because I've really wanted a corn plant for quite a while, and I'm so happy to finally have one. Also, I think I found the drainage holes. They are on the side of the pot. He needs a saucer. Well, bam! It's a couple days later, and I just had a really cool interaction. So someone that used to live in my apartment building, I helped her find her phone one time, and that was the extent of our interaction. And then I posted a few days ago that I had a couple plants that I wanted to get rid of to kind of downsize my collection and kind of reprioritize, I guess, and she was interested, and I just gave her plants, and she gave me a muffin and some donuts, and wants to be like a plant friend person. I don't know, it's just like there's not a lot of planty events around where I live in Rochester, so I'm just really excited to like maybe know some people, and like maybe that's how it has to happen, right? You like make your own events, and we were talking about maybe like staging our own plant swap at some point with a bunch of planty people. So that's not related to the corn plant necessarily, who by the way is still hanging out right over here, doing just fine. But now that I've gotten rid of a couple plants in his spot, I have to move one more big plant to another location at some point. But I don't know, I just wanted to like throw out there that like if, you know, meet people, talk to people, man. It's a really wholesome way to engage with hobbies that you're interested in, like plants, and you can give plants to people and they can give you plants, and it's great. So do it. Yeah, that's all for now. Give you updates on the corn plant down the road. Thanks for checking out this video. See you in the next one. Peace.